Are you getting ready to sell a home? Don't make a move without these must-know tips to help you sell your house faster and for more money. Here's what every seller needs to know to get the best deal possible. Tip number 1, declutter and depersonalize. When I meet with my clients, I talk to my clients about depersonalizing and decluttering. When we live in a home, we personalize with our personal pictures and our personal items, things that make us feel comfortable. But when you sell a home, it's all about depersonalizing, removing of those items. Take down your personal photos, pack away items that are on counters, like your kitchen counters and your bathroom counters are very important. Pack away things like your paper towel holder, appliances that you're not using regularly, and things that clutter the counters. Leave decorative items. Same with your bathroom. Pack away all your makeup and personal items on the counter so it seems fresh and clean and clutter-free. The goal is to make your home feel neutral and open. Pack away pet items and things that really personalize it. When I meet with my sellers, I start by walking through the home. We start at the front door and go room by room, talking about put this item away, decluttering things, and even bookshelves. There's the staged bookshelf and the regular bookshelf. The regular bookshelf is stuffed with tons of stuff. The staged bookshelf has lots of clear space on the bookshelf and then just a couple of books on each shelf. Potential buyers want to envision them living in the space, and clutter can be a big deterrent. Tip number 2, stage the home for success. Staging is one of the most important things you can do, and it's not about spending a ton of money, but rather just making your home look the best. Buying is emotional. Buyers are going to come through the home and you want them to envision themselves using the home. So it's about conveying how the buyers will enjoy your property. Set up a coffee bar. Set up a little blanket and a book in the family room. Really look at how you can show how buyers would enjoy using the space. In the rear yard, definitely put up your umbrella. Have 2 chairs and a table put together so buyers can envision themselves sitting in your rear yard and enjoying the view. When I take a listing, I provide a welcome mat on all of my listings. That way the first impression of your home is fresh, clean, and welcome. Little touches like that can make a big difference when selling. During the showings, make sure you have all the lights on, the blinds open, and that the home shows well. If it's vacant, I usually have my vacant properties virtually staged for the photos. So we take the photos and then virtually stage furniture in, which can help a buyer envision how to arrange furniture in different areas. You might even want to consider hiring a professional stager. I have a listing recently that we kept getting the feedback that the master bedroom was really small. We hired a professional stager who came and staged the bedroom and all the other areas. It showed amazing. And in fact, the bedroom did not look small at all. He was able to put a ton of furniture in there. It looked great. All of the future showings, we heard nothing about the bedroom. We got an offer pretty quickly after that, and the property just closed recently. Tip number 3, price it right from the start. One of the biggest mistakes sellers start with is overpricing the home. They say, let's price high and see what happens. Then what happens is the home sits on the market and buyers look at it, looking at the days on the market, thinking, what's wrong with this home? How come it's been on the market for several months? I use a comparable market summary so my sellers and I have an idea of the range where we should price their home at. Look at the previous solds in the area, but also look at the availables. The availables will give you a better idea of what's currently happening in the market. If there's several other properties sitting on the market, you may want to price lower than those. If there's nothing on the market, you may be able to price a little bit higher. You get a lot of momentum right when the property goes on the market. That's why pricing right is important. Buyers see it pop up on Zillow. They see the for sale sign come up on the yard. We have saved searches as agents, so buyers see it pop up as a saved search in the MLS. That momentum gets a lot of activity. So if the home's priced right, shows well, and is marketed well, the goal is that you should get an offer quickly close to your asking price. The longer the home sits on the market, the less likely you will get a list price offer. Tip number 4, highlight the key features of your listing. Make sure you're marketing the key features of your home. If you recently remodeled the kitchen, that's a big deal. Or if you have new appliances, you want to make sure those areas are highlighted. When we take a listing, my husband comes out, he measures every room, makes detailed notes of all all of the improvements of the property. That way we can discuss those in our marketing. Buying is emotional, so your marketing should feature how the buyer is going to enjoy your property. And some of the things is talk about, enjoying the remodeled kitchen or the new appliances. My pet peeve is when I see an agent really just re-describe the floor plan. Single story, 3-bedroom, 3-bath. That really doesn't emotionally connect to the buyer. So you really want to find those ways that buyer's going to love your home. If you're new to my channel, hi there, Leslie Carver here, your expert guide in the world of real estate with a special focus on Henderson. I'm here to offer advice, insights, and updates when it comes to buying or selling real estate in Las Vegas and Henderson. Please remember to like, subscribe, and click the bell so you get notified when a new video is released. Let's keep going. Tip number 5. Be flexible on the showings. The more flexible you can be on the showings, the faster your home will sell. Specifically, right when the home goes on the market. Buyers might want to come at different times, so if you can be flexible and make it work whenever possible, the more buyers we get through your home, the more activity and the more likely the property will sell. I tell my clients one of two things is either going to happen. Either you're going to get a ton of showings and then it will be a short amount of time because the property will sell, or you'll get less showings and it may take longer to sell, but it's really unlikely you're going to get a ton of showings and be on the market a long time. So be agreeable when possible to get those buyers through. If we're getting a lot of activity when the home first goes on the market, that's a great problem to have. Tip number 6, review offers carefully and be ready to negotiate. When offers start coming in, you don't want to jump on the first highest offer. It doesn't mean you don't want to look at the first offer. We definitely many times even accept the first offer. But if you're getting multiple offers, the highest might not necessarily be the best. There may be another offer that's slightly lower that has a little bit less contingencies. So when we're getting multiple offers, I do a spreadsheet for my clients so we can compare apples to apples. And that does include sales price, but it includes other things like the contingency timeframes on appraisal and financing and the due diligence. Price is important, but other features like down payment, specifically if it's a very high offer with a buyer that's not putting a lot of money down, you want to look at the big picture of all of the offers. Every time I get an offer for my clients, I do this even when there's not multiple offers. We really look at all the terms of the offer so that my seller can make an informed decision on how best to respond. Tip number 7, and this one's really important. Don't ignore minor repairs. If you have things that are broken, like a leaky faucet or a cracked tile, repair them prior to the listing. Buyers are going to look through the home, and if they see minor items that need repair, they're going to assume there could be larger hidden items that need work too. While small items might seem insignificant, it might give the buyer the impression that the home hasn't been maintained. A buyer will deduct 3 to 5 times in what they perceive is needed in repairs. So if they see several items, they're going to assume worst case scenario and then deduct several times off that, and that's even if they're willing to submit an offer. Minor items definitely should be repaired, and 2 of the items that I do recommend completing if needed are having the home a fresh coat of paint done and replacing worn carpeting. These things are less expensive than you would think, and they can really make a difference on how the property presents during a showing. Tip number 8, be mindful of timing. The time of year that you list can have an impact on your sale. In Las Vegas, spring and summer are our prime months, and we do see a lot of activity and demand during that time. However, that doesn't mean that the fall and winter are bad times at all. In fact, there is less demand during those times, but there's also less supply, which means less competition for you. What I do when I meet with my clients that want to list during the fall or winter, we look at the other competition and price the home accordingly. A lot of times I'll find there really aren't a lot of other competing homes available during that time of year. And the great news is the buyers that are looking during winter and the holidays usually are more serious. They usually have to buy, so you don't get a lot of looky-loo showings. So don't try to time your home on the market. Just really look at what is the market summary and what's happening during that time of year. There's really pros to every time of the year. You just got to look at what's happening in the market in general. Tip number 9, don't take the negotiations personally. It's easy to take offers personally when when we get a low offer on the property. If a buyer's offer is low or they're asking for repairs, don't take it personally. I have so many clients that we get an offer on their home and the first response is, we're not accepting that. And of course we're not accepting it. It's lower. We just went on the market. But be prepared to counter. Many times buyers come up. So when we look at the offer, we look at, okay, it's low. Where do we want to respond? Let's keep the ball rolling. If you reject the offer outright, then there's nowhere for the buyer to go. The only way for the buyer to come back would be to submit a new offer. If you counter, even countering back at list price, it keeps that movement going and it allows me the opportunity to go back to the buyer's agent and say, whoa, the seller didn't even want to respond. You're way out of the field. You need to come up significantly so we can move forward. It just keeps that opportunity and allows me as your agent to have conversations and keep in communication with that potential buyer. I've seen it many, many times where we had a low ball offer and we did respond. And I went back to the buyer's agent and they came up significantly and we got under contract. So don't take it personal. Let's take it one step at a time. Tip number 10, have a plan for your next home. Before your home goes on the market, it's a good idea to have an idea of what your next movement is. I always have conversations with my clients like, where are you moving? What is our plan? I met with a client yesterday and they know they want to move, but they just really haven't thought a lot about it. Now, you don't want to find a property you're in love with because at that time, then we have to price the home right and you're not a strong buyer as you're making your offer contingent upon the sale of a property that's not even on the market. But you want to at least have a plan, have an idea. We take our clients out, at least look in the area, look at what's available in their price range. The last thing I would want is to get your home sold and be in a great position on that and then find out that you really weren't able to purchase a property in the price range you were looking at. Selling your home can feel overwhelming, but the right approach and agent can really help you sell your home and move forward on the next steps. If I know that you're going to be buying another property and you need time, we can negotiate on the selling side for you to remain in possession for up to 60 days. So at least having an idea of where you're moving and what timeframes are involved in that will help me on the listing side to make sure I'm protecting you and that you're not homeless for a couple of months. As your agent, I'm here to help you with all the steps of selling your home. It's funny because many of my clients tell me, Leslie, that must have been the easiest deal you ever had. But the reality is some of the things that I put in place throughout the transaction allow us to have smooth transactions all the time. I'm here to help you when you're ready to sell. For more videos about real estate in Las Vegas and Henderson, please make sure to check out one of my other videos on your screen. I appreciate you for watching and I'll see you on the next one.